So how about that perfect grade Unleashed RX-78 2? It's been close to a year that thing's been out now, but at least for me it's more like unleash the money for your wallet, because I am not going to be spending anytime soon that much money for a model, unless I become somehow a huge YouTuber and rake in the cash. But as of now, I am quite content with this guy, the original perfect grade RX-78 2 from 1998. I still like him. It was a fun build. He looks good. He's not, any kind of today's standards, but he is still nice. But this wasn't my first 160 scale experience. No. About 17 or 18 years ago, I had the pleasure of building this guy, the 160 high grade Victory 2 Gundam, which it actually wasn't too bad. I had a lot of fun building this guy. I didn't have any concepts of perfect grades at the time because I didn't have any. But this guy's fun. And some of you might be thinking about the F91, which came out in 1991, 2 years before this guy. But that guy was pre-assembled. You had to build, I believe, the weapons. But this guy, 100% constructing yourself with the accessories and everything. So he wins. And he is the smallest 160 scale, as far as I know, at all. Like, actually, the F91 might be the same size. I don't know. I don't have it. But this guy's pretty good. He has a lot of stickers that have the clear border, which I like, and they're still sticking for 17 years. That's pretty good. Another thing, rubber V-fin. I remember back in the day with the early master grades, I was like, I hate rubber V-fins. They're so weird and bendy. It's like, what is this? But after you have a couple models fall off your shelf and break the V-fin, you appreciate it. You definitely do. I can't remember if I had the option to have a solid one or not, but I much appreciate having the rubber. So that's a plus. It has clear optics and cameras, and it has a transformation. But first we should talk about its posability. It does have like yellow joints, which is unique, I'd say. You can see them in the shoulders. And all in all, once again, for being so old, we're getting close to like 30 years now. It does have the old, it's very reminiscent of the old Master Grade style hands, even before Master Grades were a thing. But they work well enough. It's hard to hold the beam rifle, but it still does the job. But for what it is, it's not too bad in terms of posability. I feel the clown feet are a little too much. Maybe they should have been a little smaller. See, you've got the opening wings. No effect parts, no wings of light. That would have been nice, but that probably would have... They probably would have been big chunky pieces that would have made him fall over. He's very light. It's a very light model. That is for sure. Because it's basically a big high grade. And he does like to come apart at the shoulder because, like I said, he transforms. It has all the modes of the actual Victory 2. So, let's take a look at that because it does actually work well enough. I do want to kind of cut it, but I do want to mention you have to feed his nose cone through the back here, which is a pain in the butt. You gotta line everything up, and then you can separate it all. And here's the core fighter portion, which looks pretty good. You got some more stickers here. You do have a cockpit with the pilot in there. You might be seeing some dust flying around. I didn't think about that. I dusted him off, but transforming him, there's a lot of nooks and crannies over the past, probably 17 years I didn't get, because I haven't transformed him since I first put him together. But it does look pretty good. It's a little floppy in the wings now. It's an old kid. I mean, what are you gonna do? But all in all, I'm actually kind of impressed, and he's very long. Now, there's nothing too complicated about transforming the lower half. You basically just rotate this piece and then separate the legs, fold them out. I was kind of worried, being such an old model, that the plastic might break. So far, so good. It even has little panels that collapse on the bottom of the feet, so you can really bring them up. And it does combine with the core fighter. You have some clips. Once again, kind of worried about this, but we're going to do it. And it just pegs in. Yeah, that was pretty good. And you can line it all up. And you have a pretty cool leg flyer mode. I really like this a lot more than the next one I'm going to show off. Wow, that was a lot harder than I thought it would be, trying to get this thing into its torso flyer mode, I guess you can call it. Mostly because all the skirts, the front skirts, side skirts, and back skirts all have to be rotated on hinges. And this guy, like I've said, he's very old now, so his plastic is really getting creaky and scary. The one side skirt the one part of the hinge did break off. I'll have to glue that later. It's not a huge deal, just a side skirt. It still stays, but it was kind of scary. and it looks pretty good. Once you have everything lined up, you have the arms rotated a right way and flip the hand. I like the fact you flip the hands around, that's cool. And you get the skirts positioned. You just plug the core fighter back into where it was in robot mode, and you're good to go. And it looks pretty good. Actually, I think I like this more than the leg flyer mode. It's pretty solid once it's all together. And I thought you were supposed to put the beam rifle in here because it has the rotating part. I think you have to plug into the hand. But like I said, these hands are garbage, so it just falls right out. But yeah, you could theoretically have it in this mode with the gun, with the beam rifle attached. Which, it's simple, but I mean, the fact that it has the hinge at all in 1993, I think is fairly decent. Well, I've got to say that was a little terrifying, putting this guy back together. Nothing else broke, which is a plus. And I have glued the side skirt on. I think it's okay. But it's old. It's a very old kit, and I'm not really surprised that the plastic's starting to degrade, I guess you can say. So I do like it. I really like the model. I'm glad I've got it. I'm never going to transform it again. It's going to go back on the shelf where it's been for the last 17 years and never touch. Oh, I'll touch it probably. I'll touch it all over. But it's never going to be transformed again. It also has the shield, which you can put into the arm with this little piece. Just pull it off. You peg the shield in. I don't know where the beam shield is. It's a big chunk of clear plastic. Who knows where it is now. Same thing with the beam saber. Just I think it's 2 pieces of white plastic that sandwich the clear beam into it. You don't actually like plug it in. You just have to sandwich it. They were learning. It's fine. But I'm glad to have it. It's something unique from a time long since gone. So I think that's about it. I'll get this guy on the shelf and hopefully he won't disintegrate.